Hello, Phil from Stockport College here. Just a short video on how to do a presentation which will be required for one or more of your assignments, certainly for construction management for me, and I think Mohammed has a couple as well. So yes, you will be expected to provide probably something in the form of a PowerPoint, separate notes about that. But this short video hopefully should be informative about how to record it yourself. Now, one of the easiest ways to do it is to do like I'm doing here, which is to record it on a mobile phone. That does give you problems then with how to show your desktop if you're doing an actual presentation. You can see me or you can see the screen. That shouldn't be too bad. A couple of students have done that. They've literally filmed their desktop and done a voiceover, and that has worked fine. So an example here, I'm just filming my desktop. I can go through the PowerPoint on my desktop with my voiceover, and the problem is if you've got shaky hands, the thing will go in and out of focus. Hopefully you can work around that. And just go through your points. Now, these notes are available under Unit 4 Construction Management will show that the actual what you should put in your presentation. Keep it a reasonable length, keep it a reasonable duration, and the main thing is to use some form of structure to your discussion, like with any assignment. Have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Don't just start mid-sentence and finish mid-sentence. Keep your text minimal on the presentation. It really should be bullet points on screen. The presentation is you doing the talking. That's the whole point of it. If you wanted people to just read stuff, give them a handout. Don't waste everyone's time with a video. Another way to record your presentation is to physically record your desktop, and there are many types of desktop recorder. This is one, EasyVid. That's a free download, and whilst it's not particularly well explained, the interface is okay and it does work okay. Now, I have looked at several desktop recorders, and without spending megabucks, none of them will record your voice. So you can record the screen, but you'll then have to do a separate voiceover. So you could perhaps record that on your phone, and then the problem then, of course, is combining them. So somewhere on here I've got Movie Maker, Microsoft Movie Maker, which again is an app on Windows. There's probably something similar. And with this thing you would drag and drop your recorded desktop presentation, and once you've done that, you can then add your voiceover to it as well. So let's open a project. So in this case I've uploaded the actual presentation video from the desktop recording, and I've even put a couple of pictures in, front and end frames, section frames, things like that, and then I've added the sound as a separate file to that. Once you've done that, you would then save the whole thing as a movie in whatever format you like, MP4, AVI, something like that makes it useful. And once you've saved in that format, you can then either upload it to YouTube and send me a link, or you can save the file itself on OneDrive, Gmail, WeTransfer, However, you've got accessible then to send it on to your tutor. So another way to record sound over your presentation is you can actually do it through PowerPoint, assuming that your laptop or whatever has microphone sound. If it's anything like my microphone on my laptop, it'll be pretty poor quality, but perhaps something to have a play with. So for each slide that you're presenting, you can go to Insert, Audio, Record Audio, and hit the red button to record the sound just for that slide. You'll then have to do another one for the next slide. So here we go. Hit the red button. This is my presentation. I'm doing a slide here, a slide there. I'll explain as I go along. That's obviously just a test. Stop that. OK it. And there it is on the screen. Just move that somewhere out of the way. Press play. This is my presentation. I'm doing a slide here, a slide there. I'll explain as I go along. This is my presentation. I'm doing a slide here, a slide there. So for each slide, you can record a separate audio as you go through. So this is perhaps a decent way of packaging the whole thing up together. Again, depends on the technology you've got available to you. Do be aware though that this will make the PowerPoint from a couple of megabytes into 20, 30, 40 megabytes, depending on how much audio there is on it. In which case you'll definitely have to send it to me via a link through Gmail or OneDrive or something similar. Okay, another way to record a video is to use Microsoft Teams. And you can do this by literally setting yourself up with a video meeting. Don't invite anyone else, and record your session. That will then save it to Teams. I have found though that once in Teams, you can't save it out from Teams unless there's some method I don't know, which might mean that come the end of the year when Teams is reformatted for the following college year, that it'll be lost. So ideally, this is the last ditch version really. So if you click on the Unit 4 Presentations tab, click on the meeting icon, Meet Now. And then you can start recording on the 3 buttons. Start recording. That'll then record the session. To share your notes whilst you're doing this, if you go to the Share button, select the file that you want to present, give you the one you're doing. If you select your desktop, it'll show anything on your desktop. So if you do use that option, it's probably useful if you're flicking between a couple of different screens like I do in class. Make sure you haven't got your Facebook or anything personal showing behind, because it will be seen and it will be recorded. So once you're up, do your presentation, do your talk over, go through your points, make your case. Again, handheld, all blurry. And again, as I mentioned before, don't finish mid-sentence. Do finish with a summary of what you've done and why you've done it. Again, it's good professional skill to learn that one. Once you've finished with your presentation, go back to Share, and take that off. Go back to the three buttons and stop recording. Once you then leave the session, it will then save it. Once you've closed the session down, the session will then be saved, and it usually takes a few minutes depending on the length of the recording. But once you've got that, if you go to the three dots next to the meeting recording, get link, copy that link, and then you can send that to your tutor via email, or if it's Teams you can stick it on here. But yeah, if you obviously email it best, because that way we know you've done it, we've got it accessible in a safe place where we can go to review and mark your work. So hopefully that's a good useful heads up look at how to make a video. Obviously for some people this might be sucking eggs. If not, if it's new to you, hopefully it's been useful and you can make use of it. Best of luck. See you again.